Nissan to slash 11,000. More jobs close 7 factories amid global restructuring crisis. Japanese automotive giant Nissan Motor Co. has announced a dramatic escalation in its cost-cutting efforts, revealing plans to eliminate 11,000 more jobs worldwide and shut down 7 of its manufacturing facilities. The move is part of a sweeping global restructuring strategy aimed at stabilizing the company after a year of slumping sales, failed partnerships, and mounting financial losses. This latest round of layoffs brings the total number of job cuts over the past 12 months to around 20,000, affecting nearly 15% of Nissan's global workforce. The company currently employs approximately 130,500 people across its global operations. Struggling on multiple fronts, Nissan's decline in profitability stems from several compounding issues, most notably plummeting sales in China and aggressive discounting in the United States, its 2 largest and most competitive markets. Analysts say these 2 markets alone have dealt a heavy blow to the automaker's bottom line, causing a ripple effect across the rest of its global operations. In a further setback earlier this year, merger negotiations with Honda and Mitsubishi Motors, a long-rumored lifeline intended to shore up Nissan's global competitiveness, collapsed in February. The $60 billion $46 billion alliance would have created the world's 4th largest automaker by unit sales, trailing only Toyota, Volkswagen, and Hyundai. Talks reportedly faltered over strategic disagreements and clashing leadership visions. The immediate fallout led to the departure of then CEO Makoto Uchida, whose leadership had already been under pressure amid a worsening financial outlook. Uchida has since been replaced by Ivan Espinosa, a longtime Nissan executive who previously served as chief planning officer and head of Nissan's global motorsports division. Espinosa is now tasked with guiding the company through one of the most turbulent periods in its modern history. Details on the restructuring, while the company has not released a full breakdown of where the job losses will occur. Espinosa confirmed that 2/3 of the cuts will impact manufacturing jobs, with the remainder affecting sales, administration, research, and contract staff. It remains unclear whether Nissan's Sunderland plant in the UK, which employs around 6,000 people, will be directly affected. The Sunderland facility is Nissan's largest manufacturing site in Europe and is known for producing popular models like the Nissan Qashqai and Nissan Juke. Any reduction in workforce or production at this site would have significant implications, not only for Nissan but also for the broader UK auto sector. These new layoffs are in addition to the 9,000 jobs axed in November, as part of an earlier round of restructuring designed to cut global production capacity by 20%. Nissan must right-size its operations to reflect market realities, Espinosa said during a press conference. The last financial year was challenging on every front, and our results are a wake-up call. We must be leaner, faster, and more strategic to survive in an increasingly competitive global auto market. A financial crisis unfolds. Nissan's financial position has been deteriorating for some time, with the automaker reporting a staggering annual loss of 670 billion yen, $4.5 billion, $3.4 billion, its worst performance in over a decade. A range of external pressures have worsened the situation. In addition to declining demand in China and the U.S., tariff policies under former U.S. President Donald Trump have placed additional strain on Nissan's international trade and supply chains. With uncertainty still hanging over global trade policy, especially around potential tariffs from the U.S. or retaliatory measures from other countries, Nissan has declined to issue a forward-looking earnings forecast, citing volatile conditions. Navigating through this uncertain environment requires caution, Espinosa said. There are too many variables, from tariffs to interest rates to fluctuating raw material prices, to provide a reliable projection for the coming year. Pulling back on electric and battery investment, in another sign of retreat, Nissan recently canceled plans to build a major electric vehicle, EV, and battery production facility in Japan, a decision that surprised industry watchers given the growing global push toward EV adoption. While the company had previously committed to investing heavily in next-generation electric vehicles and battery innovation, financial constraints have forced it to scale back its ambitions. The move raises questions about Nissan's long-term ability to compete with more agile or better-funded automakers like Tesla, BYD, and traditional rivals such as Toyota and Volkswagen. which are investing billions in EV technologies. Industry. Analysts see this as a significant step backward for a company that was once seen as a pioneer in electric vehicles with its launch of the Nissan Leaf more than a decade ago. It signals a defensive posture, said auto industry analyst Koji Tanaka. They are conserving cash and restructuring instead of innovating. That's a dangerous position in a market moving quickly toward electrification. Global automotive sector under pressure. Nissan's crisis is emblematic of broader challenges facing the global auto industry, which is being reshaped by a combination of economic headwinds, technological disruption, and geopolitical instability. Automakers worldwide are grappling with rising material costs, chip shortages, and shifting consumer preferences. Companies that fail to adapt quickly are being left behind, said Tanaka. Nissan's problems are deeper than just the market conditions. They are structural and strategic. In China, fierce competition from domestic manufacturers like BYD, Geely, and NIO has eroded the market share of Japanese brands. In the US, consumer demand is increasingly favoring hybrid and electric vehicles, where Nissan has fallen behind in recent years. What's next for Nissan? The coming months will be critical for Espinosa's leadership and Nissan's future. The Caso company will likely unveil more specifics about the factory closures and job cuts in phases as it works with national and local governments, unions, and international partners. Stakeholders will be watching closely to see whether Espinosa can deliver a credible turnaround strategy, one that cuts costs without further alienating customers, damaging brand loyalty, or weakening Nissan's innovation pipeline. In the meantime, anxiety looms over thousands of Nissan employees and their families as the company charts a precarious course forward in an increasingly unforgiving industry. Summary of key points. Nissan to cut 11,000 additional jobs, bringing total layoffs to 20,000 in 1 year. 7 global factories to be closed, sales slumping in China and US, with deep discounts hurting margins. Merger with Honda and Mitsubishi collapsed earlier. This year, new CEO Ivan Espinosa, tasked with leading turnaround company, posted a 170 billion, 4.5 BN, loss. EV and battery plant plans in Japan scrapped. Outlook remains uncertain due to tariffs and economic instability. What this means for the industry. Nissan's restructuring signals a turbulent future, not only for the company, but also for the broader auto industry. The company's fate may depend on how well it can rebuild its identity in an era of electrification, automation, and geopolitical uncertainty. Whether this latest round of cuts will mark the beginning of a recovery or a continued slide into irrelevance remains to be seen. Thank you for watching InfoHub, your source for trusted news and insights. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to stay informed.